Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Heike and you're watching Stone Cold Coffee Crafts. This is my little assistant Lola. And I'm back already with my second Flosstube. Yes, Lola, please put so much cat hair on all the fabric I just piled up over there. Kitty cat, this is soft enough without your help. So yeah, Flosstube number 2. I wasn't so sure I would actually have something to talk about only after only 2 weeks, but quite honestly, I think I could make a 1-hour video just with that pile of haul over there. Yeah. Let's talk about that later. I have no finishes this week. I came very close to one, but then I decided I needed a little break before I actually finished that one. So yeah, no finishes. But we have a couple of new starts and we have one whip. And we're going to start with the whip, which is my World in the Jar by Svetlana Zizka. I have finished the stitching part and I'm now on the back stitch. This is now a total of 10 days working on that. I took a long break between filming my last Flosstube and picking this up again because I actually managed to catch a cold last week and I did not feel like stitching at all. My brain couldn't cope with that. So, no, cat, I know you. Yeah, lie down on that. That's much softer anyway. So I managed to finish all the stitching on Sunday. I did start on the back stitch. In some places I need to go back and actually add another line of back stitch. There should have been 2 strands in some places, but I decided I didn't want to do 1 strand, 2 strand, 1 strand, 2 strand. So I'm going to go back and add a few more details later to make it 2 strands. There's also supposed to be some white backstitch in here. I have tried it. It is not visible, so I'm not going to bother, I believe. I'm just going to make the backstitch black. Maybe I will try again in the reflection here of the glass. There was supposed to be a white line of backstitch. Maybe I will try again. I'm also not going to do all the French knots in the pattern. As you can see, there are a lot of these little white dots and these are supposed to be French knots. I tried that on these 2 berries here and I just did not like the look of it. I like the berries the way they are stitched here, and when the French knots are on there, it's just, it looks, I don't like it. So anyway, by the next time, by Flosstube number 3, this one should be easily finished since I actually enjoy doing backstitch. It has been a bit of a burn, this one so far, but I think it was because it was so late on Sunday and I had already put quite a few hours of stitching in that day. I should probably have stopped. But usually when I get very close to a finish, I get into what I call the finishing frenzy and I just want to keep working on it until it is done. At the same time, I have this block with starting something. I get completely excited about a project. I get all the stuff and then I'm looking at the blank whatever, in this case fabric, and I just think, no, I don't want to start this. So this is stitched on 14 count Ada in the color Nostalgia by Fabric Flair, I believe is the company. To be honest with you, this Ada is horrible. It's very stiff, it's crooked. I barely managed to cut it straight and to get it in the frame with some kind of tension that is actually useful to work with. And I have a second piece of that fabric coming up soon where I have the same issues and I hate it with a passion, so I'm never going to buy fabric flare again. I guess I don't have to now that I have pretty much a whole fabric store right over there. So this is 14 count, and this pattern had so many colors. I think it had like 26 colors and then 10 blends or something like that. It's insane. It's one of these Russian designs. You know them. You either love them or hate them. I actually enjoyed doing it. Some of these blends were, in my opinion, pretty useless, but well, we did them. So that's my current whip. That is not a new start. Going to put that down. Oh, and in case you're interested, that needle minder is from my friend's Etsy shop, Rachel Ray. I'm going to link her Etsy shop below if you want to get your own little needle minder. Don't know how many she has in stock right now, because people like to buy her out very quickly. But yeah, cute little cat needle minder. So, first new start was the peppermint purple blackwork cell. I stitched the frame. This was basically all the stitching I was able to do while being sick. So it doesn't really matter if you put this or this up. In my case, I know that this is up because I have so much more fabric on this side than I have on this side, which, you can believe me, annoys me to no end. So I actually followed the instruction in the pattern, which said that the 18 count, this is 18 count, silver sparkles, Ada, and Lola is already giving you a little sneak peek. Lola, we are not at haul yet. Not yet. 18 count silver sparkles fabric, again from Fabric Flare, I think they are called. Again, it's stiff as hell. They actually print the designs on their Ada, which makes the surface weird. I'm just not a fan, and I'm not going to turn into one, but I bought these pieces of fabric and I'm going to use them up. So yeah, stitch the framework. We are currently on week 4, so we have these 4 boxes filled in. As you can see, I have not yet done that. That's because I had a hard time to decide what I wanted to do. I knew that I didn't want to do a different color for each box each week because I was still missing a whole lot of these 42 colors that were called for, and did not feel inclined to buy those just to fill in the teeny tiny box. But I think I have now made a decision. So I made a different plan. I scrapped that plan because it didn't work out. Then I made yet again a different plan, and I think about 30 minutes ago I scrapped that plan as well. Not entirely sure yet, we will see. But I should be able to catch up with the boxes fairly quickly. I tried one of my plans I had, and I had this first one stitched in under an hour, I believe. So it's actually not super time consuming, even though I am not well versed in blackwork. This is my first blackwork piece, actually. As you can see, the fabric is not serged. I have also not done that myself because I'm hopeless with the sewing machine. I will have to do something about this because it's fraying. But what I was saying, I was trusting the pattern, and the pattern told me that it would be 6 inches in width. It's actually only 5. So I cut my fabric too big. I started too far on the right. Enjoying it. But I think the end result of this will actually be very pretty. Cat is trying to eat my work once again. And this is my first new start, and also now a current whip that will stay with me the whole freaking year. This will be a trial in patience. And look, a Fabric Flare fabric. This is my second new start. I actually started it yesterday afternoon. This is the charity pattern for Australia by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I wanted to have this done by now. Long done. But like I said, I got the cold and I didn't really feel like doing anything where I actually had to concentrate. So didn't start this until yesterday. This is also an 18 count Ada. And I decided after I discovered with the little turtle I showed you in my first Flosstube video that I absolutely hated stitching 2/1 on 18 count, that I was going to try 1/1. And so far I actually like it. I did use 2 strands in his nose, because the coverage was basically what you see in the green, and that looked a bit weird to me. In the green, I'm actually fine with the fabric peeking through. It doesn't annoy me quite as much. I like the white, I like the gray, and I like the pink. So far I enjoy the look. I think 18 count is still not going to be featured very often. When I stitch, I might actually go to 20 count right away and stitch 1/1, I don't know. Sadly, my fabric for my Stitch Your Own Adventure still hasn't arrived, so still hadn't have a chance to start on this pattern and to see if I liked stitching 1/1 on 20 count. Also don't have a 40 count linen yet, so who knows. So this is my second new start. I expect to have this finished by next Flosstube, because this was one evening of working on it, and I'm going to resume working on it after I finished filming this, so should be done very quickly. And it stitches up like a dream. I just love the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. Alright, so these are my whips. Still not very many. I have made a plan. This time I'm a bit more prepared. So, since I have very little finished stuff and whips currently, let's talk about plans. So I still plan to stitch the other 2 Australia patterns I showed you last time. Especially the one where, hi kid. Where the shop that offered the free pattern is going to donate. I hope I'm not too late for that. I was missing basically all of the flosses for that one, and I did not feel comfortable to substitute with what I had, because I felt that my flosses were too far off. I did substitute quite a few with the Frosted Pumpkin, which was fine because for them I had very similar colors in my stash, but not for the other ones. So I'm still waiting for the floss. There is some delay with a color that actually showed as available when I ordered and then wasn't, and now it is on a 2 to 3 weeks delivery time, because they are going to back order this one's gain of color. And didn't listen to me when I asked them not to do it and just to send what they had. But sometimes customer service sucks. We are now over the 2-week mark, so I hope I will get a shipping notice soon. So the rest of this week I'm going to spend on The World in the Jar, and by Friday I should get a frame that fits one of the things I'm going to show you in my haul, and I'm going to start on that one. I don't know if you are especially here because of the stitching videos, so if YouTube alerted you to my Flosstube when I put out the first episode and that's why you're here. Don't know if you have subscribed. If you have, maybe had a look at what I have put up so far on this channel and know that I have spent the last 9 months primarily doing diamond painting. I have been in a bit of a crafty funk for about 2 years now. And diamond painting seems to have helped me to get over it, even if it took ages. So much time gone. But it was actually something that allowed me to keep the crafting at least going. Even though if I usually like to call, this needs to go in the wash. I like to call diamond painting my no-brain craft, because I don't have to think about what I'm doing. It's very relaxing, it's very enjoyable, and you don't have to compose and make decisions about colors and materials and stuff like that. So it kept me at least doing something crafty while I could get over my funk. I'm still doing it though, because I enjoy it. It's actually a very relaxing, enjoyable process. So to explain what's going to happen in the first week of February, I thought I would mention that, because I have 2 things I'm doing this year. I am slashing the stash. Like many diamond painters, I have a giant stash of kits, and I need to get rid of some of them, all the while trying not to buy a whole lot of new stuff. And I have to say I'm very proud of myself. I did not buy any diamond paintings in January. Yay! So that's the first. And for that I have a diamond painting theme of the month. And I usually spend the first, well, it used to be the first half in the last couple of months, but I guess this month it will only be the first week, primarily diamond painting. So I don't know how much progress I will make on my stitching, but I'm going to try to divide my time. I have ordered a ton of things. I have a lot of plans, and I'm going to participate in the Make 10 and 20 that Farm Girl, I think her channel is called, announced in her last Flosstube, I think it was. So I've actually composed a list of stuff I want to do for Make 10 and 20. And I purchased a lot of stuff, because pretty much everything I want to do, everything I want to do is a new start, except for the peppermint purple, which I have already started. And I had to get a lot of fabrics and flosses, and not everything is in yet, so some things will need your imagination. Also, this week, I don't know what's up with me, I have been looking at a lot of samplers and Quakers. I talked about this last time. This is actually not really my style, but I fell in love with a long dog sampler, and I'm going to be able to show you that in the haul section, because it arrived today. Yay. I guess that's the one good thing about being one day late. And I also have been looking at Quakers, and now I've been thinking, you people out there who like to stitch samplers and Quakers, what is your recommendation for a total newbie? What shall we start with? I mean, I'm already going to do the linen and threads sampler, the mystery sampler cell, so I guess that might be a good start for one. I don't know. It's also going to be a big one. But what would you say is a good piece to start on? Well, like I said, I got a long dog. I got a very small long dog in comparison. I have been looking at Rosewood Manor, and there are some beautiful pieces in there. I have actually been eyeing Winter Quaker. I also have been eyeing Halloween Quaker by can't remember the something with violet, I believe. I have to put it up there. You will see that there. So I've been thinking about that. Do you think that would be too complicated? Also, something I thought I would never be interested in is the whole Hawk Run Hollow thing. But this Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow, geez, it's winking and waving at me, winking and waving. But that thing is also giant, and what I was thinking was doing it, and that's crazy, it's really crazy, was doing it in the silks. Because so far what I've gotten for silks is just delicious, and I like it. I like DMC. DMC is fine, but I like the colors so far I've seen in silk so much better. But I might be a crazy one getting a big ass project and then kitting it up in silk. I don't know. You tell me, please. Also, I plan to kit up my Hate next month. Next month meaning March. And I actually got the fabric for that one today. But like I said in my last video, this is not going to be anything exciting. It's just an easy grid pattern, easy grid fabric. Okay, those are pretty much my stitchy plans without going into the make 10 in 20 details, which I'm going to do after a haul, I believe. I did plan this. Like I said, I made a plan. I didn't think about it. Yes, after the haul we are going to go into details. If you're still around by then, because boy is this whole section going to take me a while. So, non-stitchy plans. I have recently subscribed to Knit Crate. I have talked about this in my first Flosstube. I am going to try and pick up knitting in 2020. I have tried before, I've tried many times, I've failed every single time. I'm going to trust that the powers of YouTube will enable me to learn knitting at the tender age of 38. So, fingers crossed, everyone, fingers crossed. Hey kitty, don't eat the plastic. Hi. So my non-stitchy plans are that I'm going to start my very first knitting project very soon. I think it's going to be a cowl. That seems to be an easy starter pattern. Hope I didn't get that wrong. But that's what I'm going to start with, I hope. All right. So, haul section. Should we start with... Let's start with the thing you have maybe already seen, because I posted a separate unboxing of this a few days ago. This is my first Owl Forest embroidery kit. It's the Bayun Cat. And I have to say I'm so much in love with this. So, going to give you a close-up of him. Still can't believe he's actually an evil character. He's not. He's a cat. So this is a full kit with the fabric, the flosses. There's a needle and a needle minder in there somewhere. You have the pattern. Here's the needle and the needle minder. This is a very safe setup. Kitty, no. No, no, no. It's already such a fight to get your hair out of everything. Yeah, you are in the spotlight. I know. Don't poke your eye out. And some over-dyed flosses. Pick that off. Oops. Yeah, this is my fabric. My fabric. Sorry. Hope I didn't make you sick, but I had to rescue the fabric. So this is a complete kit. Like I said, I did a full unboxing of this, and I'm going to start this weekend. Still missing the frame for this one. So as you have seen, I work on scroll frames. I have tried multiple things, and scroll frames is pretty much the only thing I like. I need a certain amount of tension in my fabric, or it just makes me crazy, and scroll frames are the only thing that manages that for me. I tried Q-snaps in various sizes. I just hate them so much. So another purchase I made and got just today, and I'm so happy these came in today because this way I can show you. I bought 2 hanks of silk from Silks for You. this shop in Australia, and they arrived super quick, I have to say. I did not expect to receive them today, and I was very surprised when it did happen. I got a little needle minder as a goodie. And I purchased 2 hanks because I have 2 projects that I want to stitch in one color of silk. So the first one is this beautiful purple. And I should not have put the back so far away, because the numbers are actually written on there. Sorry for my big head. So this is PR 029. This is a purple. It reads very blue on screen right now, but it's a gorgeous, gorgeous purple. And as you can see, there's a bit of variegation in there. That's exactly what I wanted from it. And right now I am thinking about the fabric I want to use, because seeing these 2 next to each other, I actually thought a fabric that had a bit of this would be nice. And I might be getting just that fabric in the mail right now. I have subscribed to the Fortnite Fabric of the Month Club, and I think this first neutral one would fit this color pretty well, but it's probably not big enough to do the linen and thread cell. Kitty, you're sitting on it, by the way. So let's stop talking about it and showing it, because this one actually states that it has to be, I think, 22 inches square if you use a 16 or 32 count fabric, and my fabrics from that club will be 32 or 16. Depending, I can't remember which one I chose as which. So you can guess I'm going to get 2 fabrics, because they have actually a neutral and a, what is the other one called? I can't remember what it's called. It's colorful fabric. And one I got in even weave 32 and one I got in 8 or 16, but I can't remember which was which anymore. So as of right now, I have this color silk for this, and I had ordered Lugana, white Lugana, iridescent, so opalescent, more or less. And this is also coming with the with the stuff I'm still waiting for, which is on back order. So I still don't have it, but I don't know if I now like the idea of the white fabric. So I have to see once it's in. I'm not sure. On the other hand, I don't want to wait at least another month to receive my fabric. So who knows? Who knows? So that's the first. And then I got this color here, which is PR053. Which is a very light one, and I got this for the long dog I was talking about. And let's just pull that pattern. So this is the one I got. Trying to avoid the glare. Yeah, there's the glare. It's the Forevermore long dog samplers, and it's only a 145 by 207. So for long dog, this is pretty small. I'm probably not telling you something new. And last time I spoke about the fact that the long dog sampler I chose was a bit of a passive-aggressive project. And maybe I should elaborate. The man and I tend to call him the man because he's not my husband. We have been together for 18 years and 2 months now. Yep. I did not misspeak. 18 years. By German law, our relationship is of age. It's drinking age. It's allowed to get blind drunk now because it's still not a marriage. So for whatever reason, I managed to get together with a man who is absolutely phobic about asking a question he knows the answer to, and has known for at least the last 16 years. But last year in October, we attended a wedding of friends, and that guy was actually of the very same mindset, only he broke down after 7 years or so. And finally popped the question, and at that wedding, he suddenly turned to me and said, I think we have to do this sometime. And I was this close to smacking him over the head. What have I been talking about for nearly 2 decades now? Yeah. So I saw this and I showed it to Rachel and I asked her, do you think it would be passive aggressive if I started to stitch on this? Because we're not actually married, but maybe it's still going to happen in my lifetime. Who knows? But even if we don't, I like this design very much. It speaks to me. It's pretty. Even if I never can put a date in there, who knows? But I got this silk for it, and I'm currently looking for the perfect fabric. I think I'm going to stick with a blue theme, though maybe not this blue. I'm not sure yet. I think I like the blue because of the something old, something new, and something borrowed, something blue thing. So this is currently in the making. It's ticking up there. But I think the floss is actually very perfect. It goes from ecru to very light beige. So I love this, and it's so soft. I love silk. It's pretty inexpensive if you buy the whole hank. I mean, of course, you can't buy a whole hank of every color. What are you going to do with that? But if you have a project like this is a bargain. Just saying. So we're going to mix this whole thing up a little bit. Let's finish the new patterns first, shall we? Because I did get a few new patterns. So first up, I finally signed up to the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Animal Almanac sale. So I got the first month pattern now. Second month should hit us day after tomorrow, I believe. I have not started on this yet. I am not sure if I think I ordered my fabric for this yesterday. I had the fabric in the pile that I'm looking at currently that I thought might be the right one, but when I looked at it, I liked the fabric, but not for this project, so I scrapped that plan. But I bought something yesterday from Pole Stitches Design on their Etsy shop. They sometimes put ready-to-ship fabrics into their Etsy shop, and they put one up yesterday that I thought might be a very good match for this, and if not, it's pretty and it's going in the stash. But as soon as that arrives, which should hopefully not be that far in the future because Pole Stitches is from the UK, I will start working on this one. I have no idea if I'm going to keep up. Probably not. I'm going to try. But this is not on the make 10 and 20, so there's no pressure. I'm trying to, because I once again forgot to put tape over my information up there. Then I also got the Year of the Rat and the Year of the Pig pattern. And why I did that. I thought this pattern was cute, no question. But when they announced, I didn't buy it, but when they announced they are going to do one of the Chinese zodiacs in this style every year, I thought, you know what? You started stitching again in 2019. You could make this basically an 11-year cell and put all these little boxes, because they are all going to be the same size. And at least right now it looks like they are going to keep them in a certain color scheme as well, because in both patterns they used the same classic Colorworks colors, the red and the yellow here. You might turn this into one big thing. So I ordered a fabric, which at least on the web page, look to me very similar to the one they are recommending, because they are, as always, recommending Picture This Plus. Picture This Plus will take ages to arrive here. So I ordered one from Chromatic Alchemy. She has switched her shop over now from custom orders to what's in stock, and she had this 18 by 26 14 count Ada in stock in the color Demeter. Excuse the pronunciation, I have no idea how you English folks would pronounce that. We Germans would say Demeter. And it's a yellow, but it actually reads a bit lighter here on camera. I'm not entirely sure if I like this, because, oops, can already see a little sneak peek. This is the same color, just as 28 count Brittany, even weave. And the color is completely different. And not just, yeah, and the cat is so much prettier. And not just different as in they are just looking different on each type of fabric. They always do, we know that. On linen they are darker, on Ada and even weave they are lighter, and I think on Jobelin you're basically not able to dye it at all in some cases. But this is a completely different color of yellow. So this has a major gray tint as well, and this is just this wonderful buttery yellow. So this is of course not big enough, sadly. And she didn't have the opalescent version in her shop either, but I bought another piece, a bigger piece, and I think it's a 32 Murano, just without the opalescence. That is purchased, that is not quite here yet. But that is what I'm thinking of using for the Zodiacs. We will see. So what else do we have? Cat, you are now sitting on my fabric. That does not help at all. Also that you are putting your claws in it doesn't help. So that gave you a little sneak peek of the first fabrics from Chromatic Alchemy I got. So onto the patterns. Trying to put the stuff somewhere. Oh, this is the treasure, the snowflake that is supposed to go with my Gothic house from Nora Corbett. And this, by the way, people, this is project bag broke people style. I don't have any fancy project bags yet. I ordered some from Love You More Studio Co. when they did their, I think it was their Boxing Day sale. They are currently at customs, cuddling with the customs officer. Have been there for 8 days now, so I hope at some point they are going to move their butts and going to release it. So far, I'm kitting stuff up in freezer bags. I'm that classy. So I have my little snowflake treasure now, and the rest in this pattern is all just beads, and I should be able to get those at my usual haunts for my Yuki and Toho beads, because like I said in my last Flosstube, I think Mill Hill is so overpriced, it's not even funny any longer. So yeah. I got Nightwalk Down by the Blue Flower. I think there's no one out there who doesn't love this pattern, right? I saw that and I knew I would buy that rather sooner than later. And it was available at Casa Senina, so it jumped right into my shopping cart. I have not kitted this up, but I will kit this up very soon. The only color I already have purchased is Bee's Knees. I have several shops where I can get Weeks Dye Works, but there's one shop that is significantly less expensive than all the others, and I'm going to order all the Weeks Dye Works I need in that other shop. Also the Classic Color Works. Here's also Classic Color Works in this pattern. Also significantly cheaper in that one shop. But I will have to order some of these colors with this infamous 2 to 3 weeks delivery time because they have to special order them for me. Which is fine. They just didn't have bee's knees in their listing. So this is bee's knees, and they didn't list it in their shop, so I knew I wouldn't be able to order it there. So I got it in this shop where I ordered my gentle art. Alrighty. So that's the blue flower, and I have already shown you, what's that one? Oh, Barbarelle. Okay. Then another Madame Chantilly. This time it's Cats in the Rain. This is so cute. No idea or no plans. It's just a cute cat pattern, and I'm basically hopeless with this. This was an impulse buy. And this happened because of our post-Christmas visit with my in-laws. My not quite in-laws. I call them my in-laws, but you probably heard just my long story about not being married after even more than 18 years. So my not quite mother-in-law asked me out of the blue if I could tell her what they were singing for day 3. So she had Christmas music on, and the song was about the 12 days of Christmas. And she didn't understand the French hands. So we talked about this, and she told me that she quite likes this song, poem, whatever, and I thought I might try and attempt to stitch her the 12 days of Christmas. I have looked up so many patterns. There are quite a few that I liked, but this was the one where I thought, yep, I'm going to get that. I'm not entirely sure if I want to stitch it as long as one long thin thing. I don't know yet. I will see. I guess I probably can get this pre-sized. We'll have to see. If I stitch this on, it has 105 of 501 stitches, so if I decide to stitch this on, let's say 16 count, I need a piece of fabric that is at least, they say the fabric should be 48 by 20 for 14 count. So what would that make the 16 count? 18 by 44. This is ginormous. I have to see if I can get a prefixed stripe for this, because I'm hopeless with a sewing machine, and I guess I would make this in a wall hanging instead of framing this, because that would be absolutely crazy. But yeah, impulse buy. Not going to start this anytime soon, I believe. Would be surprised. Okay, fabrics. So this is going to be the video where you think I robbed the fabric store. Let's start with the fabric I ordered the longest time ago, which is from Bestitch Me. You can find her on Etsy, and she has her own online shop, and it is not her fault whatsoever that this order took until when did I pick it up? Friday last week for me to get it. So I bought this on December 13th, I believed. It arrived in Germany on December 28th. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. One of my neighbors picking up her mail. That might even happen again soonish. Maybe we managed to get out of here. So where was I? Oh yeah, that arrived on January 28th. So last Friday, Don't let me lie, was January, it arrived on December 28th, and last Friday was January 24th. Yeah, that's German customs for you. They didn't touch it in Frankfurt from December 28th to January 13th. Then they marked it for, has to go to the customs office. I have to come in and pick it up and pay my dues, which is fine if they would freaking ship it to my local customs office, which they didn't do. So, long good rant. So, this is a piece of 25 count Lugana, 18 by 27, and the color is not on here, but it was something. It's a silver gray. I don't remember what she called the color in the shop. Kitty. But it's gorgeous. I absolutely adore the modeling. It's actually not as yeah, you adore it too. It's actually not as heavy as it looks in the camera, but it's absolutely gorgeous. I have no idea whatsoever what I'm going to do with this. This was just a pretty shiny purchase. Gloss out. So no idea yet what I'm going to do with this, but I knew I wanted to have this piece of fabric just in case. So kitty cat, off with you. Trying to get this back together. And this one here is Ada, 16 count. It's 18 by 25 piece. And the color is called Earth. Ah, cat. And it's this gorgeous mixture of gray and turquoise. And when I purchased this, I thought it might be an option for my cathedral wood goddess. I'm not sure I like this, to be honest. I love the fabric, I love the color combination, but I think it doesn't go well with her. So this is also going to go in the stash pile. This is extremely vibrant, so this is not lying to you. I have no idea how she did that, but it's gorgeous. Doing the diamond painting stuff with a cat is so much easier. It's really so much easier. So, 2 pieces I got from Stitch Me, and I'm kind of sure I will purchase more from her, even if it takes ages to arrive. So, then we have 2 pieces from another shop on Etsy, which is called Barbaral Creations. She's in Hungary. So once again, that appealed to me because I knew I wouldn't have to wait for ages and ages to get my fabric. This was a goodie she gave me. It's a color she calls Steelwood. It's a grayish green, sage green color. Has a beautiful variegation, so yeah, why not? And the pieces I bought from her, one is a 14 count Ada, a 19 by 27. It is in the color Lightstone, and once again it's the opalescent version. See? Can show you without the cat trying to kill me yet again. So this is a brownish gray. It reads much more gray on camera. There's a lot more brown going on here. And I really dig this color. It's on the darker side, but it's not so dark that I can't see. So yeah. Once again, I purchased this, not entirely sure what to do with this. I might do this mystery sell I'm going to do with 2 of my Stitchery friends, hopefully soon, on this fabric. If it's not too much bling bling, I'm not entirely sure if it is or not. And The second one was once again an impulse purchase, because I'm that kind of person. If I have to pay shipping, why not get as much as I can for the shipping I have to pay? And this is another piece of Ada. It is called Old Witch Cape. It's a 16 count, again a 19 by 27. And it's much darker than it shows on camera. It's pretty, it's sturdy and crunchy, and I can see one of the tiny modernist Halloween patterns on this one. Can totally see it. Maybe one that doesn't have too much black, because that could get lost on this fabric, because as I say, my camera is currently changing lights up. It's not this light. Actually, if it was this color you're seeing right now, that would be even more awesome. But it's very pretty, especially like this. Ah yeah, now it's getting closer to what it actually is. Still too light, but I like this patch of brown up here. Oops, spilled my coffee on my fabric. Which could totally happen if I was the one dyeing those. I guess you don't eat and drink where you dye fabric, right? Okay. It's that one. That one. Let's get the boring one out of the way. This is the fabric for my hate. It's just a 25 count Lugana even weave, easy count in white. Like I said, this is going to be kitted up next month. So, and now the mother load. Oh, the Chromatic Alchemy. Okay, let's start in order, because I actually placed a custom fabric order on January 1st. I am not a huge Facebook person, which is why I did not see her announcement on Facebook that January 1st to 6th would be the last big hurrah to order custom fabrics, and she actually had a discount code, which I of course didn't use because I didn't see that post, etc, etc. So on January 1st, it was a total coincidence, I decided to order more fabric to get another option for my cathedral wood goddess, and I'm still not sure this is going to look good on her, but we'll see. So after a lot of looking and searching and here and there, I decided to try a color she called Eoster. And I wasn't sure if I wanted opalescent or if I wanted plain, so I got both. So I got two pieces of 18 by 26 in 32 count Murano. And this is the non-glittery. And I'm showing you the bright side, I hope. So it is this mixture of a light blue and a brown. I think this might actually look pretty good. This cathedral wood goddess gives me a lot of headaches as far as choosing the fabric goes, because I want to put her on the perfect fabric, and the one that Richard chose is so freaking boring. Oh, and this is the opalescent version, and this is so gorgeous. This is mind-blowingly beautiful. I'm so sad I can't order a ton of this now because she has stopped the customs orders. But I'm stalking her website, so if she ever puts up one of the colors I am dying to have, I'm going to have them. Pretty much it's my first order of business. I'm checking her website and Owl Forest Embroidery to see what's back at stock. Yeah, but I think she will not have a lot of new stock in the next few months. She's moving house and stuff. But to show you the difference between the opalescent and the regular. So this is absolutely gorgeous. This is the fabric that I ordered potentially for the Animal Almanac. So this is a color called Dune. It's a 14 count Ada. Again, 18 by 26. I think that they are calling for 12 by 26 for this particular cell. So this should fit without issues. And it's this very pretty neutral beigey tone. I just don't know if the opalescence will be too much for the étoile, because the Animal Almanac actually uses 2 colors of étoile, and I think that this fabric would take away from that. So let's wait for the Pole Stitches fabric and see if I like that better. But this is a gorgeous, gorgeous fabric. That, once again, is a color I will buy as soon as I see it in her shop, because this is so versatile. It's amazing. And I like the opalescent effect on that, but it would be pretty in non-sparkly as well. Okay, I already showed you the yellow one. So this is basically the only one I'm a teeny tiny bit disappointed with, because what I expected to get was this. This looks pretty much like it used on the looked on the website, and this is so much more gray and green, and I think I just put a lot of fuss on it. So not entirely what I wanted, but I'm going to find something to put on there. And maybe once I have the flosses for the zodiac signs, maybe it will actually look good on that. I don't know. So I already showed you the glittery Britney version of this, but there were so many gorgeous colors, and I pretty much just clicked buy now on these, and I have managed to twist them up horribly. These little tags are nice to have, but I don't know why they are like headphone cables. You leave them out of your sight for 3 seconds and they might manage to completely tangle. Yeah, I hear you. So some of these pieces are really small, but I just couldn't leave them in the shop, because this is the color Persephone, and this is another one. It's stupid gorgeous. This is so beautiful. The purples and the blues and a little bit of white, and then the opalescent. Yeah, yes, so much yes. So I had the chance to buy a 9x12 size piece. It's a 20 count cashel. So I guess I have to find the perfect thing to put on there. Would be a shame to use it as a color swatch. This is an insane fabric. It's completely insane. It's actually more green than turquoise. So it reads very turquoise on the screen. I would call this a mint green. And this purple, it's so crazy. And I absolutely dig it. So this color is called Arcanum. This is a 14 count opal Ada, and it's a 13 by 18 piece. Once again, no idea what to put on it. I just had to have it. So this one here is another piece of even weave. And look at this color. This is a very purplish pink. And I can't remember what the full name is, because I'm pretty sure it was not Lily the ... So there is something missing on here. I don't know. But this is a 20 count even weave, and it's wow. It's just wow. Maybe I will one day have one of the frosted pumpkin patterns that would fit perfectly on here, because a lot of those are designed to fit a 13 by 18 piece, like the Nutcracker had that size of fabric. Maybe I should browse the site again. I haven't purchased enough this month. Then there was something a little bit more neutral. This is Erebus. Again, a 28 count even weave. And this is once again a 13 by 18. This is a very dirty gray, green, purple. And here's actually a little patch of something tealish. So this is really, I would classify that as pretty neutral. I like it. Yeah, still going. This is Rubescent, 14 count Ada, again 13 by 18 piece. This is a mixture of pinks, peach and purple. I think you can see the purple pretty good up here. You can see the peaches. The camera completely floods out the pink. So it's not as light as you are currently seeing it. Let's see if I put this... Ah, cat, awa. Put that closer to the camera maybe. Try to kill the light bit. Nope, doesn't want to show. Sad. But that's a pretty one. Also very neutral one. Shouldn't be too much of a problem to find something for it. Then the most neutral of them all. Haboob. I have no idea. It's again 14 count Ada, 13 by 18. And I thought you can never go wrong with a good brown. So that's what I got. It's a bit more green. It's actually, I would say it's, it goes in the direction of 842 in DMC. Yeah, it's a pretty neutral. And then I have two smaller pieces once again, and they are pretty daring. This is Byzantium. This is a 9 by 12 and it's an even weave. This is a very deep pink purple. And glittery as hell. Once again, no idea what to put on this because this is a fabric I would actually call undateable, but there will be something out there. There will be something. And if it's something monochromatic and very light. And this is another piece of linen. This is Al's Dark Magic, 28 count cashel. Once again, a 9 by 12. And what I was thinking was putting that little ghost cat from, I think it's Wild Violet Cross Stitch, on it. I think that could be cute. Something Halloween. Or maybe one of the Hilly patterns. You made it! That was the last piece of fabric, and I think we have successfully reached an hour again. Jeez. So, let's talk about Make 10 and 20. I'm going to participate, and I have a feeling a lot of you will shake their heads at me very soon. So, what I am planning to do, this is going to be one. Like I said, I am going to start it this weekend. On Friday, I should get the scroll frame that is fitting that, and I will start this right away. And see how it goes. This is another one that comes with linen, and I'm not the biggest linen fan, but I think the Frosted Pumpkin Nutcracker Parade showed me that I actually can stitch on linen as long as I manage to get the piece of fabric into my scroll frame properly. I've practiced, so should be able to do that. Second thing that is on the list is the Peppermint Purple. And this will be with me the whole year until the end of the year, but it shouldn't be an issue to finish that because once I have caught up, it's just one box per week. And except for these two boxes that go all the way across, there isn't really a weekly box that should take more than 2 hours. I hope. That should be doable, in my opinion. So, third project I plan to do is the Gothic house. And I'm currently thinking about fabric. So I've ordered all the floss I need. It's not all in here. Some of some of it is still with the shop that is currently delaying my shipment again. So I have 2 orders with them right now. I hope this will be in soon, and then I need to order the beads, but that has a little bit of time. The beading can wait until the end, and of course the fabric. So this fabric they used is a mint green linen, I believe. Not going to do that. I have been thinking gray, and I have 2 options. I purchased a piece of even weave from Pole Stitches also yesterday. They put that up. I have forgotten the name. It's something mistletoe, but it was a mostly gray fabric with a bit of green in it. And if it's not a green that horribly clashes with the rest of them in here, I think this is probably the perfect fabric. And what I was thinking is, since it's a big piece, it's once again an 18 by 27 piece, that I'm going to stitch 2 buildings next to each other. This is a 4-piece series. I have to check if it actually fits. But I am hoping that 2 of these next to each other would use up, or would fit, it should fit on the 18th width, and it also should fit the 13-inch halfway mark of the fabric, because I had a note in here that I needed an 11 by 11 piece if I wanted to stitch this solo. If I'm not stitching it solo, I can reduce the borders, which would have gone in the middle, because these houses are going to be next to each other, and make this into 2 pieces with 2 houses each. That is if I like stitching this. I'm suspecting I will. I'm taking a gamble. But my other option, and I might follow through with that one, I have ordered fabric from Ju Design on Etsy. And this is currently on the way, but it's not quite here yet. And I ordered a piece of her gray fabric. I think it's an even weave I ordered. And if that is the fabric that I like, I'm going to ask her to dye me 4 pieces. Or to dye me 1 piece at first, try it out, and if I like it, dye more. So that is project number 3. Project number 4 is going to be Plum Street Samplers Toil and Trouble. And I just realized I forgot to show you something, because I ordered the threads. Ordered all the threads, and it's covered in cat hair now. Perfect. Oh my god. Going to get one of these naked cats next. So, I purchased all of the threads except for Raven. Raven is currently sold out everywhere. So it's sold out in my shop, it's sold out on Casa Senina, it is sold out on 123 Stitch. It is sold out everywhere. So I'm going to wait until my German shop has it back. It's not like I need it right away. I don't have a fabric for this one either yet, so there is time. There is still time. Fabric wise, I'm still a bit unsure what to use. We will see. I'm not going to buy the fabric this pattern calls for, because it's once again a linen, and it's a high count linen. It's a 40 count. Not sure how fond of that I am. But this is going to be project number 4. Project number 5 is going to be The Squirrel by Renato Parolin. I have 1 skein of Threadworks Samson for this one, which will not be enough, but currently, once again, all the shops are out. I have to pre-order. And I have decided on the fabric. I'm going to use the 32 count Petit Point in brown with the dark brown dots. I think that's going to be cute, since this is a monochromatic. And deceivingly big. So, I already told you that the Chinese zodiacs are up on the plate, and I decided to make them a project. So, stitching these two is going to be one of the 10s. I'm going to call this a mini finish. So I had to take a drink real quick, because they are releasing one every year. Let's make this a mini finish. And then the last one, and this is spontaneous. It's not the last one, but the last one I can show you. That's a spontaneous decision I just made before I started recording. This is going to be the long dog. And probably I'm going to put too much on my plate here, but remember, I don't have a whole lot of whips right now, and if I can contain myself and not start 3 million things, I should be able to do all this, because I think when I concentrate on stitching something, I can get it done pretty quickly. But this is only a 207 by 145, and it's not a full coverage. This is all one color, so I don't expect this to take me months and months and months if I put my mind to it. And the real last one, for which I have nothing to show you yet, no fabric, no pattern, no floss, I am going to stitch the Country Cottage Needleworks Frosty Forest. So this is a nine box piece. It's a year-long stitch along, probably not a year long because it has only 9 parts, but they have one of these each year. There's a gingerbread village, there's a glitter village. This year I think it's snowman village, something like that. And I'm going to start with the Frosty. The piece of fabric I ordered in gray from X2 Designs is what I'm going to use for that. I have all the patterns, all the floss, all the buttons in my shopping cart at my shop. A lot of it has to be special order. So it will take a couple of weeks before this is here, but that's another one I plan to do. These little boxes, they remind me in size and in difficulty of the frosted pumpkin things, and I think I can get one done on one weekend. That's why I put it on there. Yeah, and I forgot one. Last one, my Abe ... She's up as well. Like I said, I only have one of the skeins of floss, but I'm going to order the rest with the stuff I need to order for the Frosty Forest. And then I have to put in another order for Gentle Arts anyway once the Raven is back. And I'm going to order the Gentle Arts then. This is once again deceivingly big. It's a 265 by 151, which is much bigger than it sounds, but I'm going to try. So, if you have counted with me, this is only 9 products, and I don't think any of these 9 is going to break my chances to do the 10 and 20. The last one is going to be the make it or break it thing. And the last one is going to be a knitting project. I haven't completely decided yet. I have a couple of cowl patterns I think would be good to start with, but I haven't decided exactly yet which of the two. But it's going to be a cowl, and yeah, let's see if I can finish a knitting pattern, and that would be my 10th for the make 10 and 20. I think we finally made it to the end, which is a good thing because my throat is starting to hurt from all the talking. All right, peeps, I'm so sorry it's that long again. It's because I've bought so much things. I hope that this will peter down a little bit now. I can't use the excuse of I don't have any stash any longer. because I sure do. So it has to be a more goal-oriented shopping from now on instead of, ooh, shiny. Let's see how I'm going to do with that. So yeah, giving you a little glimpse of my fabric dragon over there, sleeping on her hoard. And that's it. I'm letting you go. If you're still with me at this point, kudos to you. I don't know if I would have made it that far. Thank you for watching. If you like this, maybe leave a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, I would love for you to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified about any of my videos being uploaded. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for staying. I'm absolutely loving all you guys, all your comments. So yeah, have a wonderful day, have a wonderful week, and we will talk to each other hopefully very, very soon. Bye guys.